This is a unique moment. Caitlin Clark did for the WNBA what Wayne Gretzky did for the NHL when he went to the LA Kings. It's okay. Take a victory lap. You don't have to go, oh my God, these people are mad or this person's mad.
Mad Dan Patrick just went off on the WNBA and Caitlin Clark's haters, leaving the sports world stunned. The legendary journalist isn't holding back, calling out the baffling backlash to Clark's Time Athlete of the Year award. Patrick, a longtime supporter of Clark, has the receipts to back it up. So why is the WNBA treating Clark's success as an issue? Instead of celebrating her incredible achievements, they seem to be sidelining her moment. Patrick's fiery defense of Clark is shaking up the conversation, demanding answers from the sports world.
Caitlin Clark changed the WNBA. It's okay. It's okay to say that. You're not diminishing what the founding, fathers of the WNBA did. You're not. She's the Time Person of the Year. That's all.
Dan Patrick isn't just calling games anymore. He's taking a stand, and people are taking notice. The iconic broadcaster recently came out swinging in defense of Caitlin Clark, and he's not holding back. Patrick's fiery support stands in stark contrast to the criticism Clark's been facing. What's wild? Her rise to fame has been meteoric. 1 minute she's lighting it up for Iowa, the next she's hailed as the future of women's basketball. But with the spotlight comes scrutiny, and Clark has felt the heat. Patrick's bold stance reminds everyone that greatness deserves celebration, not unwarranted backlash.
Is it the new WNBA commissioner who suggested that the entire WNBA should have been on the cover of the Time magazine honor for Caitlin Clark, Marvin?
It was the owner of the Washington Mystics.
Oh, okay. Yep. So I don't know who this person is, but felt like if you're going to celebrate the WNBA, why not celebrate it with everybody in the WNBA or some of the bigger stars and Caitlin Clark?
Sheila Johnson, co-owner of the Washington Mystics, isn't holding back on Caitlin Clark. Johnson criticized the spotlight on Clark, claiming it creates hard feelings, and even suggested the entire WNBA should have been honored instead of Clark for the Time Athlete of the Year award. Sounds like she's advocating for participation trophies instead of celebrating true excellence.
Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said, the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have? Because when you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings.
Dan Patrick isn't letting this slide. He's calling out the WNBA and Caitlin Clark's critics, urging them to embrace her success. In Patrick's own words, "It's okay. Take a victory lap. The league won." He's practically pleading with the WNBA to celebrate Clark's achievements rather than downplaying them, pushing for recognition where it's due.
If you're Time's Person of the Year, it's not the People of the Year. It was a Person of the Year. Can't we just acknowledge Caitlin Clark changed the WNBA? That's it. It's okay. You want to throw in Angel Reese. You want to throw the memory of Cheryl Miller or Cynthia Cooper. Like, it's a win. We got to...
Why is Dan Patrick so fired up about Caitlin Clark? He believes she's a game changer, revolutionizing women's basketball with her unique style and the spotlight she's brought to the sport. Patrick insists her influence goes beyond the court, calling her impact transformative. For him, Clark represents the future, and he's not backing down from defending her importance.
Enjoy the coverage. It's a win. Stop making excuses for Caitlin Clark's greatness and what she did something different than anybody else in the WNBA. The history of the WNBA with the way she plays.
Caitlin Clark isn't just an incredible athlete. She's reshaping the WNBA. But her rise hasn't come without controversy. Her dominance has sparked debates on everything from playing styles to privilege in sports, putting her at the center of heated arguments. The WNBA now stands at a pivotal moment. with Clark symbolizing both its potential and its growing pains. As opinions clash and tensions rise, one thing is certain: Clark is a game changer in more ways than one.
League One. But every time we think there's a win, there's somebody who brings something else up. And it's unfortunate. It's like when Tiger joined the PGA Tour. Did we say, oh, Time's, man of the year? Well, you can't have Tiger on there. We have to have everybody on there.
Remember when everyone in the WNBA seemed united? Yeah, me neither. The Caitlin Clark situation is exposing long-standing divisions in the league. Some embrace her star power, while others push back hard. Why does her success feel so threatening? The WNBA is more divided than ever. On one side are traditionalists, clinging to ideas of paying dues and preserving the old ways. On the other is a new wave of players and fans embracing the fresh, dynamic style Clark brings. It's a clash of eras, and Clark is at the center of it all.
Bringing more and more fans to this league, people that have maybe never watched the WNBA before, and it kind of takes your breath away.
It's wild how some WNBA veterans and owners treat Caitlin Clark's success like a personal insult. They emphasize collective effort and claim basketball isn't about one player, downplaying Clark's impact instead of celebrating her transformative influence.
And the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize.
We get it. There are other talented players, and we're not ignoring them. But seriously, is anyone as generational as Caitlin Clark? Does that mean we can't celebrate when one of them rises to stardom?
The difference between great players and phenomenons. No one ever said Caitlin Clark wasn't no one ever said there weren't ever great players before Caitlin Clark. There was never phenomenons, not in my lifetime, with women's basketball. And I went to UConn, so I've seen plenty of great players, but nobody's ever moved the needle in my lifetime like this.
While some throw shade, Clark's teammates and younger players are fully backing her. Lexi Brown from the Los Angeles Sparks called out the haters, saying it's insane to downplay Clark's impact when teams are moving games to bigger arenas because of her. When the award was first announced, Caitlin Clark received overwhelming support from her teammates and friends, celebrating her historic achievement. Clark's support extends far beyond the court, especially from her Indiana Fever teammates. Lexi Hull couldn't contain her excitement, praising Clark's game-changing impact. Rising star Aaliyah Boston has been by Clark's side, cheering her on through every step. Even veteran Tammy Fagbenley has shown love and admiration for the young superstar, but the support doesn't end with her teammates. Clark's best friend, Kate Martin, has been a steady rock throughout this whirlwind of success. Close friends like Cameron Brink and Sabrina Ionescu have been vocal in their admiration for Clark's accomplishments. Gabby Marshall and Jade Jones, Tyrese Halliburton's girlfriend, have even encouraged Clark to consider modeling as her next step. Perhaps the most surprising show of support came from Kim Mulkey, Angel Reese's former coach, who set aside any rivalry to praise Clark. It's a testament to Clark's ability to unite the basketball world.
I can describe it firsthand, having played her 2 years in a row in the playoffs. She's a generational talent. She's a young lady that you just can't take your eyes off of when you watch her play. And I know all of Iowa is proud of her, as they should be. And when we played her in the playoffs this year, I said, thank goodness I don't have to see you anymore. And that's about as high a compliment as I could pay a young lady.
This outpouring of support isn't just about Caitlin Clark's on-court skills. It's about what she represents for women's basketball. Her teammates and peers understand that her success is elevating the entire sport. They see packed arenas, soaring TV ratings, and a surge in merchandise sales. Clark isn't just winning games. She's winning hearts and reshaping the game's future.
Been a lot of great players in the WNBA. A lot of great players. This is different. We're celebrating this year. It was different. Has nothing to do with the past. It's just right now in front of us.
How does Dan Patrick handle this mess? He's playing peacemaker, urging the WNBA to embrace Caitlin Clark's impact rather than resist it. Patrick isn't just talking about unity. He's calling for the league to recognize the opportunity Clark's success presents. He believes her rise can lift the entire league, and it's time for the WNBA to celebrate that, not push it aside.
If we celebrate Shohei Ohtani, are we doing, something to the founding fathers and Hank Aaron and Willie Mays and Pete Rose? No, it's right now. It's right in front of us. It's in the moment. Celebrate.
This drama isn't just about putting a ball through a hoop. It's about the future of women's sports, diversity, and representation. The WNBA's response to Caitlin Clark isn't just about one player. It's a litmus test for how the league will handle future stars. How they adapt to change now will shape the league's evolution in the years to come.
This drives me crazy that we keep, it's black, it's white, it's the new, it's the old, She brought eyeballs. That's all. You're flying charter jets now.
You've heard the complaints. Now let's talk cash. Dan Patrick isn't just defending Caitlin Clark with words. He's backing her up with stats that might make her critics eat crow. What if her impact on the WNBA is even bigger than we thought?
Washington Mystics, with the owner that was upset, she had the biggest crowd in the history of her franchise or any franchise at 21,000 last year for a home game. Against the...
Let's be honest. Dan Patrick isn't just sharing opinions. He's armed with cold, hard facts that are making waves faster than Clark's famous crossover. Here's the kicker. 5 of the 6 most-watched WNBA games in 2024 featured the Indiana Fever. Guess who's leading that team? Caitlin Clark. That's no coincidence. You might be thinking, okay, but it's just one player. Here's the twist. Clark's success is boosting the entire league. The WNBA was named the fastest-growing brand of 2024 by Morning Consult, outperforming over 1,000 brands. This isn't just good news. It's a transformative moment for the sport.
Just want them to get, build on this momentum. You got something, there's a great product. Now you have people watching. People are opining on the WNBA. That never happened before. You're fighting against yourself. That's the problem.
Patrick isn't shy about drawing comparisons either. He's saying Caitlin Clark did for the WNBA what Wayne Gretzky did for the NHL when he went to the LA Kings. That's high praise, but the numbers back it up. Clark isn't just a great player. She's a cultural phenomenon, attracting new eyes and dollars to women's basketball.
I don't know. You keep chipping away at it, and it shouldn't be. You should reinforce what you've built. You're building around it. New franchises. That's because of her. Just what Gretzky did. Hockey in the South? I hate to see the WNBA cannibalize itself this.
So, what do all these numbers really mean for the WNBA? Patrick's point is clear. Clark's success isn't just about one player excelling. It's about lifting the entire league. More viewers, increased merchandise sales, and bigger brand deals are great for every player. But here's the big question. Is the WNBA ready to embrace this change? Some are fully on board, celebrating Clark's impact, while others are cautious, unsure of what it means for the league's identity. One thing's for certain, how the WNBA moves forward could shape its future for years to come.
Now let's see how you build on this. When Juju comes in, when Paige Beckers comes in, Hidalgo comes in, like you got a chance. Stop bickering with each other. Damn. Drives me crazy.
As the WNBA struggles with its future, Dan Patrick is asking a question that goes straight to the heart of women's sports. Why are we fighting for the spotlight when we could be shining together? His answer, supported by decades of sports history, is powerful. Let's be clear, the Caitlin Clark situation isn't just about one player or one league. It's about the future of women's sports as a whole. Patrick's defense of Clark highlights a much bigger issue at stake. Women's leagues globally face serious challenges, from pay disparities to limited media coverage. Patrick's been advocating for female athletes for years, using his platform to give them the attention they deserve when others wouldn't. This isn't just empty talk, it's a proven track record.
Makes me crazy. And she doesn't have to apologize for anything, and she shouldn't. You just played. And look, I was critical and said she didn't deserve to be on the Olympic team. She said, yes, that's true. Oh, you got to have her on. We need the PR. I don't want to be on a team for the PR. I want to be on the team because I earned it. And she knows she didn't. That's the respect she's showing the other players in the league. She admitted that.
Dan Patrick's perspective on Caitlin Clark highlights a crucial moment for the WNBA and women's sports in general. He's not just focusing on who gets the spotlight, but on how we value different types of impact in sports. Patrick believes embracing Clark's popularity could be a rising tide that lifts everyone, giving the league the chance to expand and grow. What's at stake isn't just Clark's individual success. It's about whether the WNBA and women's sports can seize the moment and embrace the wave of attention and success that Clark's achievements have sparked. Patrick envisions a unified league that celebrates all of its stars, with Clark leading the charge. The question now is whether the WNBA will embrace this opportunity or allow internal divisions to hold them back. The world is watching, and the league's next steps could shape the future of women's sports for years to come.
Talked about the WNBA, or we talked about Caitlin Clark last year, all the time.
Yeah.
It was Ohtani, LeBron, who at NFL, Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
And now they're, well, what about? It's a lot of whataboutisms.
I know.
Like, can we just be grateful that she's bringing so many eyeballs to this?
Dan Patrick's defense of Caitlin Clark is more than just about one player. It's a wake-up call for the entire WNBA. The league is at a crossroads and has a major decision to make. Embrace this wave of change or risk missing out on something monumental. While some worry about focusing on one star, others see the bigger picture. It's not just about one player, but about growing the entire game. This debate goes beyond basketball. It's about the evolution of women's sports and who gets to shape that future. As the discussion heats up, the world is watching. The WNBA's next move could set the tone for years to come. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.